Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Bookworthy. I am your host, Chris Rainey. Bookworthy is a vlog chronicling the creation of a book series called The Fine Art of Violence, a collection of art and essays chronicling each year in mixed martial arts. We are rapidly coming to a close of year 2022. That will comprise volume 4 of the book series, and will feature, a variety of artists and writers from the MMA space. I'm looking forward to handpicking a great collection of people to kind of make sense of everything that we see in this sport. Today, we'll be looking at a painting that I'm creating for an art exhibition here in Denmark. It's not necessarily one of the most pivotal or dramatic or career-defining fights of the year, but it is Yasmin Jauhari versus Estelle Nunes from the most recent Fight Night card, Kevin Holland versus Stephen Thompson. While I primarily focus on, major events in MMA, the finish I thought was really cool. I love ground strikes and these kind of, transitional spaces where it's not quite grappling, not quite striking. And I just thought it was a very interesting position that the women ended up in, and that's why I chose to put it in this series of paintings. Right now what you're seeing is the color study that I do digitally to figure out exactly how I'm going to paint these pieces. So having come up with that, I'm going to lay down a layer of, you would say, shadows. And while the skin tones are going to be very warm, these shadows are going to be extremely cool. So for Nunes, they're going to be green. For Jauhari, please forgive my pronunciation, they're going to be blue. And I was getting a little burnt out at this point. This is my eighth painting in a very short period of time. And they're all quite large, 120 centimeters wide. I believe that's 48 inches, for my North American compatriots. I don't have any charcoals of the most recent UFC 282 event to share with you today. I think I'll draw them on Wednesday and publish them on Thursday. I spent the early part of this week doing a bit of marketing, and I had to write an artist statement. I think I'll share that on my Patreon. There's a lot of, narrative building that goes into, an art exhibition. And I'm also trying to reach a broader audience than just MMA fans. So it's going to be really interesting to see how people respond to this and what the reaction is. I'll be happy to share that with you as I find out. I know that some people have been saying, was this a good year or a bad year for the UFC? And that's hardly the story I want to focus on. I like to look at MMA as a whole. And honestly, when you look at the peak things that were happening across multiple promotions, it has been an extremely solid year. As you can tell, if you've followed this vlog, I'm a huge fan of the Rizin Super Atomweight tournament. But beyond that, the two fights by Demetrius Johnson over in one have just been amazing. I really enjoyed watching John Lineker win the title over in one, and even though his attempt at a defense was cut short, that's another story. And also the Bellator tournaments have been fascinating, both the bantamweight and light heavyweight ones. So when you consider everything all together, it's been a very interesting year. I think the much scrutiny falls to the UFC for being the biggest organization, and understandably so. Since it's the end of the year, I have a couple more copies of Volume 3 of the fine art of violence available at chrisrainey.com, link in the comments below. It chronicles the year 2021 in MMA and features my first major foray into digital painting. At the end of the book, there's a big mosaic of the year, which I'm kind of proud of as a grand piece. Down below, you can find ways to support the studio via Patreon, Cotton Bureau, or just check out my articles at bloodyelbow.com. Thanks, folks. Take care of yourself, and I'll be back on Thursday. Bye.